I do a lot of speeches and workshops and presentations lately on igniting social word of mouth and social brand advocacy. And in a lot of those, I describe the problems that social media marketers face, that you don't have organic reach, the brand trust is very low. That if you're going to try to reach people by paid media, that it just keeps costing more and more. And in the end, people want to know what there is as far as a measurable impact on your business versus just vanity metrics of likes or something else. And for many people, this is a pretty notable paradigm shift. And I was looking through old research here the other day and looking at a poll from Gallup, America's one of their oldest and most trusted research organizations, 4.5 years ago, essentially saying that social media doesn't influence necessarily purchasing decisions, and a lot of the things that we talk about as problems of today, and you know their recommendations, if you want to connect and you want to get results on social media, you need to connect to those that had an emotional connection to your brand. It was like a light bulb moment. Wait, I've been saying this for so long, but Gallup was saying it a long time ago. And now we're just seeing in 2016 a lot of you know trade media outlets and the marketing press talking about how we finally reached the age of advocacy. At the speed that the digital and social age goes, knowing that Gallup was saying this that many years ago is pretty astounding. But I guess I'm glad we're here. And people wonder why that's the case. Why don't they get the results from social media in just using traditional methods? Why are the traditional methods broken of just putting out content or advertising or whatever? Well, it comes down to trust. And trust is not just some unmeasurable concept. While you may or may not trust an individual to certain degrees and things like that, when it comes to actually doing business and buying things and purchasing and becoming a loyal customer, if you buy a product, you trust that it's a good quality and trust it can do the job you're purchasing it for, and you trust the company that you're buying it from, that they'll do a reasonable job in backing it up and providing you service. And if you don't trust it, you won't buy it. It's very much a binary equation in that you trust, you buy, you don't, you won't. And where do we get that trust from? We build that trust from the people we know that we have relationships for or that we trust externally otherwise. So when you look at building social word of mouth and social brand advocacy and doing it authentically and with real people sharing their real stories about your brand, not hiring a quote unquote advocate army of influencers where all they're doing is people who don't have a connection and a relationship with your brand. They're just becoming a new version of paid reach. But when you get those real people, those authentic people that talk about your brand, that's where you get the results. They're sharing their part in that customer experience and customer journey. You're going to hear a lot of talk about that this year, is the customer experience. And what it is you provide a great experience all the way through. You make a great product, they get a great experience from beginning to end, and once they've purchased it, they get a continued positive experience. And guess what? Then they tell people about it. That's part of the customer experience. Advocacy actually fits into that. So when you talk about trust, it becomes part of that experience that they want to share it. And once they share it, guess what? Their friends, their family, the people they know, the people they influence truly get other people to act. Trust in it. So when you're thinking for different business models, this advocacy is new and I'm not sure about it. Well, word of mouth is the oldest form of marketing out there. It shows to be one of the most effective. It can represent over a quarter of your business, whether or not you know it. And you've had one of America's, oldest and most trusted research organizations telling us for years that this is how you get it. Well, I think it's time that you reach that moment of trust and put the trust to grow results and business in the hands of advocates and get on the word of mouth bandwagon.